There comes a moment in life, a moment that isn't marked by the ticking of a clock or the rising of the sun. It's not the passage of time we're aware of. No, it's something much deeper, something inside you. Something breaks. Not your spirit, but your tolerance. Your tolerance for disrespect. Your tolerance for being unseen. Your tolerance for betraying yourself just to be accepted by others. The moment you begin to feel this shift, something powerful is about to happen. That moment is not weakness. That moment is the beginning of your self-respect. Self-respect isn't something the world hands to you. It is declared from within. It is the fire that rises and says no more. No more shrinking to fit places you've outgrown. No more pretending to be less so others feel more. No more tolerating a life that insults your soul. That declaration, silent but powerful, is how you command self-respect instantly. But it doesn't begin with arrogance. It begins with truth. The truth that, for far too long, you've handed out pieces of yourself for approval, validation, and temporary peace. You've let people walk through your mind with dirty feet. You've let fear sit at the head of your table, but no more. You command self-respect the moment you remember who you are. In Shaolin philosophy, there's a principle that the outside is always a reflection of the inside. If the world doesn't respect you, it's only reflecting that you've forgotten to respect yourself. When your posture slouches with self-doubt, when your words apologize for your existence, when your energy seeks permission, you've already lost, not to others, but to your own forgetting. So, the path back is inward. Begin with silence. Sit still, listen. The noise of the world can be overwhelming, but there is a voice within you that is calm, clear, and unshakable. That voice is your anchor. It doesn't shout, it doesn't beg, it doesn't explain. It simply knows. And once you start listening to it, stop needing anything from the outside to validate your worth. Move to your body. Stand tall, not to impress, but to align. Speak with intention. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you are telling your mind, I am someone who deserves respect. When you let your discipline slip, you feel it immediately. That ache inside is not guilt. It's your inner self asking, why did you betray me? To command self-respect, you must become your own guardian. Set boundaries, not to punish others, but to protect your peace. Say no, not with anger, but with certainty. Walk away, not to prove anything, but to preserve your dignity. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing yourself. You owe yourself a life that honors your truth. And yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. People may say, you've changed. And they're right. You are no longer available for games, manipulation, or mediocrity. You are now living in alignment. Alignment is rare but powerful. You are now living in alignment. Alignment is rare but powerful. When your actions match your values, when your words reflect your truth, when your presence radiates peace, you no longer seek respect. You embody it. You are it. Self-respect doesn't need to be loud. It shows in the calm in your eyes, the silence in your decisions, the stillness in your soul. It is when you can be alone and still feel whole. It's when you stop chasing love, because you realize you are love. Commanding self-respect is not about dominance or control. It's about ownership. Ownership of your time, your energy, your truth. It's something you wake up and choose every day. Every time you choose purpose over pleasure, growth over comfort, truth over popularity, you are becoming someone the world cannot ignore. When you stop needing others to respect you, they do. Not out of fear, but out of recognition. They see the strength in your silence, the clarity in your eyes, and the unwavering posture of someone who knows exactly who they are. So today, right now, take a breath and return to yourself. Stand tall in your truth. Speak only what aligns. Walk only where you are welcomed. Love deeply, but never at the cost of your dignity. Respect is not commanded with force. It's claimed through presence. Presence of someone who has met themselves fully and refuses to betray that meeting ever again. And that someone is you. Self-respect is not a gift handed to you by the world. It's not something earned through applause, attention, or validation. It is a decision, a choice you make every single day to honor your own time, your energy, your truth, and your boundaries. Stop waiting for someone to validate your worth. Stop hoping someone else will finally see your value. Choose yourself without apology, without justification, without shame. Make that decision not just once, but every time you're faced with a moment that asks you to trade your integrity for approval. Self-respect is built in the quiet moments, in the silence when no one is watching, when you rise early and keep your promises, when you speak truth, even when your voice trembles, when you walk away from what doesn't nourish your spirit. Honor your truth, embrace your power. You are not here to survive, you are here to thrive, to command your life with presence, to stand without shrinking, to lead without needing a crown. Command every moment with presence. Walk into rooms without shrinking, speak without apologizing, stand without trembling, lead without a crown and still be followed. You are here to embody what it means to be whole, and wholeness doesn't come from perfection. It comes from integration, from accepting your flaws and still choosing to rise, from forgiving your past and still believing in your future, from facing your fears and still stepping forward anyway. When you are whole, you are unstoppable. Not because of force, but because of peace. The kind of peace that comes from no longer abandoning yourself. That kind of peace is rare. That kind of peace is powerful. So today, the invitation is simple. Return to yourself. Drop the weight of people-pleasing. Drop the habit of shrinking. Drop the story that you are not enough. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not unworthy. You are simply becoming. And becoming takes time. It takes intention. And most of all, it takes truth. Your truth. And when you live in truth, everything changes. You speak differently. You move differently. You attract differently. You no longer chase people who don't see your value. You no longer settle for environments that don't challenge you to grow. You no longer tolerate situations that compromise your integrity. You become a mirror for what others need to become, but only if they are willing. You no longer try to be liked. You choose to be respected first by yourself, then naturally by others. It is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning. A beginning where your presence carries weight. Not because you shout, but because you are rooted. A beginning where your actions inspire, not through words, but through clarity. Commanding self-respect is not about convincing the world you matter. It's about living like you already do. And when you do that, the world has no choice but to respect you.